Monday. We're still coveting our coffee this morning here on the Morning Brew. I'm Larry Aarons, along with our co-host Aaron Muffaletto, who's going to introduce our next guests here on the big couch.
All right, so we have a Metropolitan Homelessness Project with us today, and I'm excited to have you all on the show because you guys do so much for the city, so it's an honor to have you on the show. David, you were the program director, is that right?
That's right.
And tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, I think the biggest part of what I do is inspire hope in the lives of our residents and strengthen their motivation to succeed. And I think that's what the entire staff of the Metropolitan Homelessness Project strives to do every day.
Mm-hmm. And we have Megan as well. Megan McCornmick, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
And can you tell us a little bit about what you do as well?
Sure, I'm the Director of Development for the organization. So I do all the PR and the marketing and try to garner support in the community. And I also work closely with Albuquerque Heading Home.
Yes.
I don't know if you've heard of that program, but it's a fabulous program. We started in about 2011, and so far we have given permanent housing to about 185 people who were formerly homeless. So I'm very proud of that project, as well as everything we do at the Albuquerque Opportunity Center through Metropolitan Homelessness.
That's great.
Now the project is going to be the focus of the mayor's charity gala.
Yes, specifically our veterans program, which David can really speak to more specifically.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about that, David.
Well, I manage the Veterans Transitional Housing Program at our shelter, which has 15 beds dedicated just to veterans. We have a partnership with the Veterans Affairs of Albuquerque to house veterans in our housing program, which provides supportive services to them to help them transition out of homelessness into permanent housing and make sure that they don't run into problems in the future so they can maintain their housing.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And tell us a little bit else about, because you guys provide a lot of services. Can you tell us a little bit about the services?
Sure. Specifically at the Metropolitan Homelessness Project, we do provide emergency overnight shelter to 74 men every night. We do have to turn folks away sometimes, which is unfortunate. We hope to expand we are in the process of expanding our shelter, which is part of what the Gala charity will help us do. And the effort is to help expand services to those veterans so that we can help them transition to permanent housing a little bit quicker, a little bit sooner, with a little bit more supportive services than what they have now. But specifically at the shelter, what we try to provide is a safe environment for them to switch from survival mode, where am I going to eat, where am I going to sleep, where am I going to get a shower, to what are my next steps? How can I establish some stable income? How can I find some housing? How can I transition into the community and be a productive member of society once again?
That's what's so great about it, too. And I think we have a picture as well of the shelter, the inside of the shelter.
And at the shelter, we should also mention we have different things that are available to the residents that stay with us. Community voicemail, for example, free voicemail. If you ever thought about how difficult it would be to try to transition back into, you know, a life with a job and no one can get a hold of you. So these things that we often take for granted, we try to make readily available to our friends that come and stay with us.
Talk a little, either of you can address this, talk a little bit about the daily need that you see for this service.
And there's a lot of needs, you know, for these folks, but I think, you know, the daily needs are the things that we all normally take for granted. Taking a shower, getting clean clothes, finding hygiene supplies, making sure that you have something to eat in the morning or something to eat before you go to work or before you go to school. You know, the biggest need that we see with these folks are all of those basic life essentials. Having a way to communicate, having documentation, you know, like a basic New Mexico state ID, having your birth certificate, if you're a veteran, having your DD 214 documentation to prove that you were a service member. These are all things that most of us usually have readily available. Social Security card, for example, but the folks that we work with typically do not have these documentation items available to them, and it's a challenge to find them when you don't have all of the things that support getting those things for you. And so a big part of what we do is to try and help them establish, you know, getting all of that type of documentation so they can go out and find jobs and attend school and, you know, work with the community in different ways.
So this charity gala, is it open to the public? And
It
how can we buy
is.
tickets?
It is. You can go on to the website, which I believe is www.mayorscharityGala.com.
We're going to put that up on the screen here.
Excellent. Tickets are $125 each. It's going to be a phenomenal event. I'm really, really excited. Mayor Barry and the First Lady have got a Route 66 theme this year.
Oh, good.
So we're going to get down, and it's
Yeah,
going to be
this is
really
like an
fun.
event of the year.
Yeah, it really is, and I'm very excited about it. I've been working on the committee. There are some fabulous auction items up for grabs, and it's just going to be a really fun evening. There are VIP tickets you can buy as well, so that you can kind of have a cocktail reception, a private reception with the mayor and the First Lady. If you
Very
want to rub
nice.
elbows with him, he's
Sure.
such a great guy, and they both are such an amazing couple,
They
and
do
they've
so
helped
much
us
for
a
the
lot. So
community.
we're,
It's so great.
yep, I'm big fans, and we're excited to be honored through this benefit, as well as Reed West and Albuquerque Reeds.